All right, we are going to continue on and talk about pages. And it's not just pages, but I'm going to focus on pages for the demonstration of the rich content editor. All right. Now, Canvas pages are powerful. They're kind of the unsung hero of Canvas. All right. So they're very similar to a web page. All right, they're built very similar to Google Docs or Word documents. And you also have a really awesome thing called accessibility checker. The nice thing about pages is a lot of engaging content can be built in that. All right, so I'm going to come back in and I'm going to use one of yours from your template. All right, so I'm going to go on into your presentation template. All right, inside of your template that you imported, and you can see that you got an introduction, a main point heading, etc. All right, and this is just a guideline. All right, so whenever you're in a page, you can hit edit. Now, if you wanted to create from scratch, all right, remember what I did before? I hit the plus at the top of the module and I say add page. All right, and then I can create that page, okay, from scratch. Now, so either way, you can use that template or you can create your own. So once you go into it, you are going to have to hit edit. Now, here is my rich content editor. It is very Microsoft Word. All right, so I have my font size, I have my heading hierarchy, I have bold, italic, underline, I have my text color, my highlight color, and super and subscript. I have linking for an external link. I have a place where I can upload an image. Here's where I can record media. I can also embed documents here. I also have this plug over here where I can, you see where I have, where I can get to my OneDrive and embed a document, which will be view only. And I can also embed YouTube videos. Canvas strips all commercials on YouTube, by the way. All right. And as I just have my justification and then my three dots over here, I have where I can insert a table. All right, I have my math editor. And I have my embed where I can embed interactive content. Now we're going to work our way over. And the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to create some text and a link and maybe an image. All right. So here's some best practices. Whenever you are making text inside of a page, as tempting as it is to come in and say something like introduction and then, you know, highlight that and come over and adjust the font size, don't do it. It is a best practice. Watch what happens to my font size. When I choose heading, notice how my font size adjusted. And this way, any student with a screen reader is more accessible. All right. So I'm going to start with my heading 2, and I'm just going to say introduction. All right. And then I've got my justification over here. I'm just going to come over and center it. Introduction to Revolutionary War. All right. So I can then come in and I can perhaps put a link in. All right. So I can say, Revolutionary War timeline. Okay, now I am going to make a link, an external link, by coming out and getting it. So I'm just going to come out and say, let's see. All right. So let's say I want to use that. So there's the link. I'm going to copy it. Whoops. And so I got my text. I highlight my text, and I'm just going to come up and say external link with that little, this looks just like a chain link, and hit done. All right. Now that's a best practice. Notice I didn't do that. All right. Because I don't know how much experience you have with a screen reader. What a screen reader is going to do with this is it's not going to read it. All right. It's going to spell it. It's going to go HTTPS. It's kind of, it's very hard for students to navigate, especially if you have English language learners, if you have emerging readers, if you have struggling readers. This is going to be very difficult. So it's always a best practice to link that to text. And so here I've got my heading. All right, remember, I've got my text in here. If I wanted to put in a little picture, I can do that. I can come over right next to the link, and I've got a mountain and sun. All right, and I can say upload image. Now, if I have an image on my computer, I can upload that, all right, directly from my computer, or I can come over to Unsplash and search for an image. So let's say I wanted, oh, I don't know, a musket. And let's say that I wanted, I don't know, I'll choose that one. Okay, so I'm going to choose that one. And then I need to put in some alt text, right? Alternate text. So now you can see that it came in very, very large. So I would want to adjust this. I can drag it, okay, like that, or I can click on it, say image options, and then I can come to my size, and I have small, medium, large, extra large, or I can choose custom, all right? Let's say I just wanted it to be, oh, whoops. I could come in and say 200, and it's going to adjust it automatically, all right? And then hit done, and it will size it for me, all right? I can also adjust where it is on the page by coming and just moving it over, by using my justification right here, all right? I cannot drag it, okay? It does not, as you can see, stay. So this is how I adjust it, is with my justification. All right. So I'm going to give you some hands-on time to come and just make a heading, perhaps. Maybe you put some additional text. Come up to your mountain and sun and either upload that image or come over to Unsplash. Don't forget to put in your alternate text on either option. And then also see if you can put an external link. Remember, you put the text first, highlight it, and then put that link in. Any questions, just please let me know. So I'm going to continue to make my introductory page. All right. So again, I'm just going to kind of add some text. All right. And I'm going to say something like, All right, so I have kind of set them up. I've given a little preview of what's to come next, all right? So please watch this introductory video, Revolutionary War, and then I'm saying we're gonna have a discussion next. So I'm kind of setting them up for my expectations, what's about to be on this page, why it's important, right? Now I can come in and I can put a video of myself for my non-readers, for my ELL students. This is a best practice, all right? No matter what, K-12, you know, even if you're teaching gifted, this is a best practice. And I know that you said you had some challenges doing this recording. It is something that I recommend, all right, to put the recording in, make a quick spoken video, especially in assignments, even though this is a page. All right, so I would make a recording here and just say start recording and make this recording. Please watch the YouTube video below me about taxes and the Revolutionary War. After this, we're going into a discussion about how the patriots may have felt leading the revolution and how those who were loyal to England may have felt as well. And I'm just going to come in and save, and it just drops it in, all right? So again, it is a best practice. So, you know, students sometimes they just don't read, right? So, you know, putting this in, just a really great idea. Now, and this might take a minute longer than I want to process, so I am going to move on, but just showing you how that would work. Now, YouTube inside of your instance, again, this does strip all of the commercials, ads, inappropriate content, if that's a concern. All right, it dropped. So I'm going to come in. You have YouTube on your nav bar right here. So you can go straight into YouTube by clicking on that. And let's see, I can say Revolutionary War causes and hit enter. And I'm not really, oh, there we go. There's the video I was thinking about. You can preview, by the way, inside of this platform by clicking on it and playing the video, all right? And then coming back to search results. But I know I want that one, all right? So I'm going to say come to embed, and I'm going to actually embed it either small or medium. I'm just going to say small. And honestly, this is all I put on a page. I do not want this page to become a magnum opus, because as soon as students scroll, you lost them. That's it. They're not going to read it. So just keeping that in mind, if you needed another page, make another page and chunk it out for them. But this is all I would put on here as my introduction. Now I'm going to just go ahead and save. And there's my introduction page, all right? Now I would come in and pretty it up and make it a little bit more appealing, but that's how to get that basic content in there, all right? Now, if I needed to add an additional page, like I told you, I don't recommend making a really long page. So if I needed additional content, I can just make another page. So if I wanted to say add page, create page, and I just wanted a office document, like some vocabulary I had on a document for them to read, not to edit it, but just to read it, I can do that, even though I already have a Quizlet in here. I could just say vocabulary for unit 1, create a page for this, add that item. So now I'm following the best practice of chunking, right? And I can come into this page and put in that document. So again, I want to make a heading, and I'll come over and center. And let's say I do want a document in here for them to look at. Now, heads up, screen reader will not read it, okay? So my recommendation is to copy and paste it natively into Canvas. If you wanted to drop that Office document in here, you can do that by coming to the plug and then coming to the apps. Of course, you've got your OneDrive right here. And you can come in. Now, again, this is just static, all right? So I don't think I have any vocabulary in here. I'm just going to choose a random document right here. I don't even know what that is. So I'm just going to take a chance. And then say attach file. All right, that's what it looks like. Now, what I can do to make this more appealing and accessible for students, once I have the link in, I can come to link options, all right, and I can change the name of that and give it a more meaningful name right up here, all right? So I can change the text of that file. But right now, this is the way it looks, all right? And I can save it. So when I go into student view, you know, not very engaging for students. They're going to have to click on it. And because this, I'm in student view, it's not gonna let me do it. They'd have to click on it and then access it that way. All right, so just be aware that's what they're going to have to do, all right, to access that if you embed it. All right. Last couple things I am going to show you with pages. Again, I'm going to make another page. And let's say that I wanted a Padlet, okay? So I can embed a Padlet directly inside of a Canvas page. Now notice how I am keeping students inside Canvas. I'm not making links and shooting them out to all kinds of things. I am embedding YouTube in a page. I am embedding documents in a page. I am keeping them inside Canvas because what happens when we start making links and shooting them out? Chaos, right? So I'm going to come on in and put in my Padlet. And come on out to Padlet and grab it. And you can do this with anything that has iframe, all right? So here is my Revolution Padlet, okay? And so this is actually done. That's all right. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in here. Anyway, anytime I want to get that embed code in any Web2 tool, I go to share, all right? And when I hit share, what I am looking for is, it looks like a mustache, okay? Or a greater than, less than symbol, all right? However you want to think about that. It's your embed carrots, if you want the technical term, all right? So this is what you're looking for. That means you can put it into a web page. Now, so I'm going to click my mustache right here. And there's my code, all right? So I'm going to hit copy. And I can see that it copied. I'm going to come back, all right? And I'm just going to say insert, all right? And these menus have exactly the same thing as the horizontal menu does. I'm going to come down to embed, insert embed, and I'm just going to paste that in and hit submit and save it. And now my students can interact with that Padlet. All right. So they can come in and they have the ability to interact with that. All right. And I don't have to shoot them out to that Padlet. All right. I can do the same thing, as a matter of fact, with Quizlets, like I showed you before. If I came into Quizlet, I can also embed Quizlet in the same manner. So that link I made before, I could also embed Quizlet. So I would come to the three dots right here and say embed. And the beautiful thing about this is I can embed exactly what I want them to do, like flashcards. And I can just copy that HTML and come on back. And embed that, all right? So again, I would just go to insert, embed, and paste. Not that I would have all of this on one, but I'm just showing you the possibilities. So lots of flexibility inside of Pages. Again, they're kind of the unsung hero of modules. You know, chunking them out, keeping students inside of Canvas, using Pages for engagement, all right? So there's some ideas of Pages as we wrap up, okay? Just remember that you've got that heading hierarchy in there. Always try to include that audio or video. Those engagement tools by that and embed. Also remember, if you put a file in, screen readers cannot read it. Also, print can show very small. So copying and pasting, putting it in natively is a best practice.